I'm gonna leave her by her stuff. What a nice thing to do. Yeah, excuse me.
Oh, there he is.
You're talking about skater? Oh yeah. Did you know someone named Richard Jones? Music. He was affiliated with them. Oh, what's the big concert? Yeah, and the concert hall was. Yeah. He was like a big name in Worcester town. And then he became minister in the Church of Bolton. But
He's not that anymore.
no.
That's Tom.
But he, right. But Richard, he was gay also, but he, I thought you must have known because you were big, tall guy, big guy. Okay, just wondered.
Check, check. Hello, hello. Did we check this one already? Were you singing? Okay. Oh, check, check. Sorry, guys. It's really loud. Is this one loud? Check, check. 1, 2. We've worked it out. Dan's gonna work it out.
Very small thing, your hum, sing, play, tap, whatever.
Deb was gonna flip it. Yeah, that's my Okay, you can wrap up. Yeah, you can wrap it up now.
Good morning. Welcome to First Parish Brewster. We are a Unitarian Universalist welcoming congregation of people of diverse philosophies and beliefs, people of various cultures and races, sexual orientations, gender identities, abilities, and socioeconomic backgrounds. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your path, may this be a place of rest and restoration on your journey. I'm Kaisa Fern, incredibly excited to be welcoming you to this. Yes, I'm the interim music director, I should tell you. Extra musical service today with Worship Associate Chuck Ross, and our Director of Lifespan Religious Education, Twinks Hastings. There you are. Yeah. And visiting Reverend Ken Hurto. And many talented members of the FPBUU music program. Our services are recorded and available on our YouTube channel midweek. We ask that all over the age of 4 mask while in our service. For this service, members of the FPBUU choir have had the option to be unmasked while singing. They will remain masked at other times, and these choir members have self-tested negative for COVID prior to this service. Please silence your cell phones. We ask that everyone wear their name tags or fill out the sticker name tag in an effort to be more welcoming. We also do welcome this and celebrate the noises, movements, and mirth that little ones bring to our services. Our services are 60 to 75 minutes long. If you need to leave before them, you're welcome to use the doors at the rear of the sanctuary. For those of you who might be here for the first time, welcome to you. Are there any visitors who would like to just stand up and say hi? Hi. Welcome to you. There's a welcome card that you can find in the pew in front of you, and you can, if you'd like to, you can fill that out and place it in the offertory basket. Welcome on this morning, which we make sacred by our presence together. Also, welcome, a lot of welcomes today. Welcome to Those of you who are streaming, let's give a wave. We're so glad to be here. In community news announcements, today there will be an orientation for new members and visitors about UU First Parish history after the service, offered by the membership committee. You can please meet at the back of the sanctuary at 11:15. The Stewardship Committee would like you to know that the campaign ends next Sunday. Many of you have pledged generously, and they're asking that anyone who hasn't yet turned in your pledge, please get it in by next Sunday. And speaking of next Sunday you are invited to a service led by Twinks. Join her as she reflects on the importance of change and how we can use our spiritual principles and practices to embrace the unknown and oftentimes scary process that is change. Following the service today, everyone is invited to the parish room for mask-optional coffee and conversation, or you're welcome to socialize in the sanctuary with masks on. Welcome to Music Sunday, Music Rising, a celebration. It's good to be together.
Good morning. wonderful to see you all here. And I gotta say, this is such a blessing to be able to sing up with the choir, mask-free. So we come together here today to celebrate music in just a few of its infinite forms. Now, we usually think about sound when we think of music. But those parts in a piece, when musicians aren't playing or singing what we call rests, are just as critical to a piece of music's overall structure. For as a quote that's been attributed to Mozart and Debussy, among others, says, "Music is the silence between the notes." A sentiment also expressed by the conductor Leopold Stokowski when he wrote, "A painter paints pictures on canvas. A musician paints pictures on silence." The modernist composer John Cage once attempted to experience true silence by visiting an anechoic chamber, which is a room designed to stop the reflection of all sound waves. To his frustration, once the door was closed, Cage actually heard two sounds. One was high and one was low. Scientists told him the high sound emanated from his nervous system, while the low came from the circulation of his blood. The composer concluded that true silence didn't actually exist at all, which led him to redefine the word as the absence of intentional sound. This experience led him to create the composition 433. Now that's written as the number 4, an apostrophe, 33 quotation marks, or 4 minutes and 33 seconds, which is the duration of the piece in one of its iterations. The piece, according to Wikipedia, the score instructs performers not to play their instruments during the entire duration of the piece, throughout its entire 3 movements. 3 movements in 4 minutes and 33 seconds. The piece instead consists of the sounds of the environment that the listeners hear while it is being performed. Now, we're not performing 433 here today during Music Sunday, but perhaps while you listen to the works we will be performing, you can think of the music you hear between our notes, along with the words of the Austro-American pianist Arthur Schnabel, who said of his own playing, "The notes I handle no better than many pianists, but the pauses between the notes, that's where the art resides." So, as we light our chalice today, let's think about how we might want to lean into what might feel like uncomfortable silences in our own day-to-day lives, and what we might learn from those spaces in between.
And in a moment, we're going to invite you to share your voices. I'd like to, we haven't written this into your order of service, but I'm going to speak some words and have you speak back to me so you can learn this. And then we'll sing it for you and you can pick it up. So the words are, "O music, sweet music, thy praises we will sing. O music, sweet music, thy praises we will sing. We will tell of the pleasures and happiness you bring. We will tell of the pleasures and happiness you bring. Music, music, let the chorus sing. Music, music, let the chorus sing." And could you? Oh, music, sweet music, thy praises you will sing. We will tell of the pleasures and happiness you bring. Music, music, let the chorus sing. Let's try it, everyone. break you into 3 sections. We're going to do it in a round. Don't worry, the chorus is here. There's ones, and let's have actually this whole, let's do this section and the balcony up there will be ones. 2s are in the middle here, and down most of this, but those on the end, could you join section 3 over there, which is on that end? And then also the balcony. So, yes. Actually, we have a lot up there. We're going to have 2 and then 3. And the way we're going to do this is, the last line is, music, music, let the chorus sing. When you see my fist go up like this, that means just keep repeating that last line over and over until we're repeating it all, until we're singing it all together, and I'll cut you off. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to invite our instrumentalists to join us. First, we'll have a soloist sing, and then the instrumentalists will join us. Then I'll cue you, so wait for the cue.
Oh, music, sweet music, thy praises we will sing. We will tell of the pleasures and happiness you bring. Music, music, let the chorus sing.
Please join me in the affirmation. We believe in love. It's found in your order of service. We believe in love.
Love is the doctrine of this church.
We believe in truth.
The quest for truth is the sacrament.
We believe in helping others.
And service is our prayer.
We believe in the sacredness of life.
To the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine.
I'm going to now invite up any of the children who would like to join, or any of the if your inner child wants to join me up here. You know what? Let's have you gather So I'm really curious if anybody heard the birds, any birds singing this morning when you went outside, or maybe when you were walking into the church. And if you did, I was thinking we could just do a little tweeting like the birds. Like what I heard this morning was like, maybe we have some birds out there too. Do we have any birds out there? Ooh. Yeah. We have a lot of birds today. Birds make beautiful music, and we can also so birds make music just with their own bodies, with their own voices, and we can also make music just using our voices. We can make like an ooh sound. Maybe everybody wants to join me if we all just go, ooh. We can hear this beautiful tone. And we can also make music just even using like a body part, like if we thump our hand on our chest, maybe like we could do it fast. Sometimes we might feel our heart beating fast if we're excited or nervous, or sometimes we have a slow heartbeat. And actually something really special happens. There are some fancy scientists who have studied this, that when we're doing music in unison, like if we all do this, when we're doing something in unison, our heartbeats actually synchronize. They come into synchronization if you do that for a few minutes. And so I was thinking that maybe today we could just make some sounds with our bodies. Instead of singing you on your way to your program, we're gonna make, and we could, like, if you wanna snap. Make a little bit of music. And we'll kind of snap and tap and clap and tap you on your way to your program. We're going to do something a little different for our meditation today than what we've done before. I'm going to invite you first just to take a nice deep breath while some other musicians join here. So we're going to be making some sounds for you that will invite you into a meditation, a moment of meditation. So while we're making sounds, you may want to close your eyes if you'd like to. And at the end of our music, we'll stay in silence and hold a moment of meditation. So before this, Judy's going to tell us about this, what I've been in a friendly way calling something that looks like a flying saucer. You're going to tell us about this.
Yeah, I describe it as something that looks like a 1950s toy that someone found in the dump. So it's called a handpan. First, I have to tell you that I love music. I love sound. I just love it. It touches me a place deep in my heart and soul. And about 8 years ago, I went to Galway, Ireland, and there was a street performer sitting on the sidewalk playing one of these. I was so mesmerized and taken by it. I just couldn't forget it. And so not long ago, I got one. They sound a little medieval, but the interesting thing is that they were just developed about 20 years ago. They're actually new instruments. They're usually played with the hands, but you can also play them with soft mallets, which I will do. The sound is very relaxing. They've done studies and found that it's very calming for people. And there are a lot of reports that this instrument has actually been very healing for some people. It seems to have a very positive emotional influence. So we hope you'll enjoy what we do.
What's really, really extra exciting about this is we're improvising, so we don't even know what's about to happen either.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Linda Laddick, and I've loved all aspects of music since I was a child. My first album purchased after all those piles of 45s was Meet the Beatles, followed by a life filled with all sorts of musical enjoyment, whether it was listening, singing along with my father's Glenn Miller tunes, dancing at the clubs as I got older, and just loved music, all aspects of it. From a young accordionist, being musically appreciated mostly or only by my two grandmothers at family barbecues. One was of Russian descent, and the other one was of Czechoslovakian descent. Interesting and timely, I think. And they came over from the Lower East Side of New York City to Bayside, Queens, the country that those Laddicks had moved into. And then I found an unbelievably huge passion and great joy in these last 20 years, learning and playing the saxophone together with friends and for friends. One of the greatest moments of my playing here at First Parish was one Easter, quite a while ago, when our newish First Parish Brewster Orchestra, with the addition of a few professionals from the Cape Cod Symphony, I must add, we played the Hallelujah Chorus from Handel's Messiah with our choir and the whole congregation singing along. As that timpani gave its rousing beat, pulsating, I felt we were all one together, rejoicing in just pure grace. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. I'm John Emilian. What I'm about to say has a theme very similar to Linda's. In moments of frustration, I've had this bad habit of thinking of relationships as either producing or consuming, giving or receiving. But this is a false dichotomy. All you have to do to prove it false is think of a musician performing. They're always simultaneously giving and receiving joy, almost always. I thought I would experience this, learning to play and perform guitar solo. But when I did this, I tended to focus mostly on myself. I performed to receive, not give, if this makes any sense. I ended up realizing that to fulfill greater ambitions, ironically required various sorts of compromise. Playing with a group of musicians teaches us that a whole is greater than the sum of its parts. It also teaches us, to quote one of my favorite bands, anything easy has its cost, or rather, the things in life worth doing require some combination of discipline, sacrifice, and sometimes painful commitment. But these sacrifices pay dividends. Performing in a group propels us into service of others. It scratches our itch for self-expression in the form of collaboration. It builds trust in others and an unrivaled sense of camaraderie, meaning, and purpose. Playing music in a group draws upon so many of our intimately human qualities, creates and enriches our relationship with others. When Deb asked what music means to me, I said I can answer with one word: connection. Thank you.
This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, the sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of voices too. The sound of me singing with you, helping each other to make it through. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices three, singing together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of all of us, singing with love and the will to trust. Leave the rest behind, it will turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of one voice, one people, one voice, a song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice.
Our next choral offering is called Flight Song, music by Norwegian composer Kim Andre Arneson, lyrics by Welsh-Scottish poet Ewan Tate. The choir first presented this song on our Winter Music Sunday, December 2017, under the direction of former music director Donica Buckley. The theme for that Music Sunday was comfort. We loved blending our voices to sing this beautiful, soaring song. The lyricist wrote that he and the composer worked together in his house that overlooks two great British rivers, and the air is constantly alive with the sound of seabird wings and calls. He goes on, when Kim came to me with the idea of writing a piece for the amazing young musicians of the St. Olaf College Choir in Minnesota and their beloved conductor, the idea of flight as a metaphor for the beginning of young adult lives came to me. A human life preparing to take off, and the movements of a conductor's arm like the beating of a soul's great wings, are images at the heart of this piece. When our church shut down in March 2020 due to the pandemic, we were all adversely affected. For choir members, we were launched on a year of recording our solo voices in the isolation of our homes, and Donica had to do some fast learning on how to put our voices together into a virtual choir. You have heard from choir members before about the agonies of that period. A choir is people singing together in reality, not virtually. It was a difficult year. Then that next spring, when we were still only functioning as a virtual choir, Donica told us she would be leaving in May. After the initial shock and pain, we were all determined that we would sing together again as a choir under her direction one more time before she left, in spite of the ongoing threat of COVID. We put together a program of the choral pieces we most wanted to sing again, and Flight Song topped that list. And so on a chill day in May 2021, we gathered in the sanctuary, masks in place, for the first time in over a year and for the last time with Donica, and sang our hearts out, many of us with tears streaming down our faces. The beautiful lyrics to Flight Song are printed in your program. The song ends with these words: like a feather falling from the wing, fragile as a human voice, afraid, uncertain, yet our flight begins as song.
I'm John Kelb, a bass voice in our choir. When the choir rehearses, a bond is formed. A bond with our director, the accompanist, and of course with each other. We all have a love of music that is at the root of our motivation to be choir members. For me, that motivation goes well beyond our own love of music. It extends to the love of creating music in community. When the choir takes the work of rehearsal to worship service, I also feel a bond with the congregation. I feel energy between all of us, singers and listeners alike, an energy rooted in love. And that is what I love about music here at First Parish Brewster.
We'd like to invite you to join us for hymn number 394. It's in your gray hymnal, Hava Nashira. It means let us sing together. I invite you to rise in body or spirit. This is going. Part 1, part 2, and part 3. Going up into the balcony, yeah. And so it'll be the same thing. When you see this, it means just repeat that third line until we're all together. Together we'll do twice through, then we'll break into a round.
Isn't it astonishing what we sound like when we all sing together? It's lovely. I'm actually channeling the voice of Pamela Phipps this morning. Pamela, look at me. Pamela is actually, if not the longest standing or person who has been in this choir the longest. She's very close to the one who was here the longest. And she couldn't be here this morning as she's traveling and wanted her words to be part of this service. It was important to her. So I'm Pamela now. More than 30 years ago, I found myself in the balcony of this church, mesmerized by the voices led by then choir director Jerry Morley. I especially longed to be like Linda DeLaurie, a beloved choir member. I kept running into Jerry, and she encouraged me to come and sing, come. And eventually my desire overpowered my fear. Over time, I have experienced such joy with like-minded people dedicated to being in community, sharing talents and energy. Putting aside the worries of our lives to immerse ourselves in practicing, hoping to present a welcome bit of loving music to our First Parish attendees. We are a dedicated group. We have shifted with the challenges, even learning to sing through recordings during COVID when we could not meet. We shift with new directors, new ministers, new pianists. We shift, remain flexible, holding on to this lovely thread that means so much to us, the choir of First Parish Brewster. With love, Pamela Phipps.
is not an easy act to follow. Good morning, I'm Marcia Kelb, and I'm an alto in the choir. Circles, common ground. Let's start at the very beginning. We all know that is a very famous song, or most of us do, from The Sound of Music, one of my favorites. Maybe close your eyes and picture what these experiences were like for you in your life as they were in my life. In utero, sounds of 3 siblings. Ring around the rosy. Musical chairs. 45 records, albums, cassette tapes, dance lessons, dancing and singing around campfires. Now, for me, Tai Chi, moving using circle motions with music. The hymn, draw the circle wide. Church choirs. Circles and music are intertwined through all our lives. Music is a magnet for me, which makes me move, laugh, sing, and move some more. FPBUU music certainly has been a magnet for me from the start. I thank my circle of life for my musical connections. My mom, my grandma, John, my children Nate and Christina, my teachers, my choral directors, and my friends, for keeping me magnetized, attached to such experiences. I feel energized, renewed, and comforted by almost all genres of music. Reverend Shea, who recently did a great music workshop with us, said that the sound waves emitted by our music each Sunday reach out to all and are absorbed by each person differently, depending on what's on their mind or in their heart and life. Nature provides so much music if we listen. The wind, rain, birds, whales, coyotes, waves, lions, elephants, peepers, and people, to name a few, are all different sounds we hear in our circle of life and are heard differently by our own personal receptors. Oops, hold on. Common ground lyrics state, which is the next song that we're going to sing. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground.
And while it is, of course, traditional to present gifts of flowers to directors at the end of a program, it didn't make sense today. So, as an offertory, oh, Augie, we are so funny up here, aren't we? Yeah, it's good. We are kind of overwhelmed with how exceptional it is to be with all of you today, for us to be together, all of these musicians. And we are so deeply grateful to you because you have brought these voices from us and brought this music from us. And so thank you, Kaeza.
Masks add an extra couple of steps in this process. So, each week, we have the practice of splitting our offertory plate. Half of what is collected goes to the work of First Parish Brewster, and the other half goes to a worthy organization nominated by members of this congregation. Today's split plate is UU Ministry for the Earth, UUMFE. UUMFE strives to be a wellspring of spiritual and educational grounding. They provide practical support for bold, accountable actions for environmental justice, climate justice, and the flourishing of all life. In addition, they affirm and promote the 7 principles of Unitarian Universalism, as well as the proposed 8th principle, and view climate justice as a moral imperative. There are several ways you can give today. You can text to give. The number is in your order of service. Or you can donate on our website, or you can make a check out to FPB-UU. However you choose to give today, thank you for your generosity. The offering will now be gratefully received.
The chorus to this song, which Marcia just previewed for us, invites, well, actually begs for lots of voices. So let's, some of you know it certainly, but let's go through it a couple of times to learn it. It's in a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend, rhymes with friends. When we touch common ground, it goes, in a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Now that beginning in could be a little high for some, so you can do in a circle of, so let's try it, okay? In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Voices are calling round the earth. Music is rising in the sea. The spirit of morning fills the air, guiding my journey home. Here is the path beyond the forest. Here is the song we always knew. I can hear it just around the bend. In the music, the foot. In the music, the village never ends. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Somewhere is a melody we need. There is a certain harmony, even the rhythm in the trees, in the song we've always known. As every road comes to its end, so every path must cross again. Now I'm returning to my heart, back to the song that is our own. In a circle of friends,
just around the bend. In the music village never ends. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground.
Singing with others has been part of my life since childhood, when I sang with the Glee Club in grade school and chorus in high school. As an adult, I sang for many years with the Mystic Chorale in the Boston area and with Common Voices Women's Chorus on the Cape prior to joining the choir here at FPBUU. Singing in a choir or chorus brings me great joy and connection, and is a way for me to bring that to others. Please join the choir now in sharing that joy and that connection with Sing When the Spirit Says Sing.
I invite you all to rise in body or spirit, choir as well. And this is a trick title written into your order of service, When the Spirit Says Do. We're really going to sing When the Spirit Says Sing. And then after the first, this is in your teal hymnal, 1024. After the first verse, I encourage you to just put your teal hymnal down, because we're going to do completely different words. And you'll catch on with what the choir is singing. We're doing sing, and then play, and then snap, and then clap, and then we're going to end it with singing.
When the Spirit says sing,
Having fun? I'm Lindsay Strauss, a bass in the choir. Music has been an important part of my life from an early age. That seems to be a recurring theme of the speakers here today, sharing their reminiscences and how important music is to them. Music was always playing in our house, from classical to big band jazz and swing to popular music. My father played the harmonica, and he had a beautiful tenor voice, which he liked to show off in church every Sunday. My mother played the piano, not concert style, but well enough. We often gathered around a Baldwin upright to sing tunes from the Great American Songbook by Rodgers and Hart, Rodgers and Hammerstein, and Cole Porter. I taught myself to play the guitar at a fairly early age and have been performing at open mics and here at First Parish ever since. While I came to choral music relatively late, only joining the choir here about 12 years ago, being a member of this choir through all its ups and downs that you heard about today, and of the Cape Cod Chorale has been and remains one of the greatest joys in my life. Perhaps Flight Song, which we've also reprised a couple of times, and Pat gave you some verses that are important to her, says it best at the beginning of that piece about what singing for you means to me. All we are, we have found in song. You have drawn this song from us. Songs of lives unfolding, fly overhead, cry overhead, longing, rising from the song within.
I sing the body electric. I celebrate the me yet to come. I toast to my own reunion when I become one with the sun.
I sing the body electric. I glory in the glow of rebirth, creating my own tomorrow, when I shall embody the earth.
Thank you.